It was a decent month. My sales were up 29%, almost 30% over January. However, March thus far has been dismal. I mean, really, really slow. So let me know how your March is going so far. Literally, I've sold 4 things in 7 days, which is terrible. Honestly, I always sell at least a few things every day. 4 things in 7 days is dreadful. So I don't know what's going on because last month was great. So we'll see. I mean, maybe people gave up shopping for Lent. I don't know. Anyway, so let's hope it gets better. And, it comes and goes. I don't get upset about it. I just noted it because I thought maybe other people might be experiencing that if you're also reselling. So this first thing I sold for my church, if you didn't see my previous video, since the time of COVID, I've been helping my church by selling things on Facebook Marketplace and on eBay. I donate back to them whatever the amount is after fees. So you'll often see things that I say that I sold for my church. And this is one of them. And this is a tiny little copper tray. I mean, it was maybe 6 inches long. It sold on an offer for $15, and the after fees amount was $14.12. These are a pair of 1990s Nike swishy track pants, nylon. They're extra, extra large. They have the Nike on the knee on one side. They are elastic, and they have the zippers on the side as well. They were in really great condition, and they did take a little time to sell, and they sold on a coupon at $35. I had 66 cents in them, so after fees, it was $30.66 net. So everything I sell, by the way, also is plus shipping. Nothing is usually free shipping. I've tried free shipping a couple times, and doesn't really work for me. Because I do flat rate shipping as well, you will often find that, not often, but occasionally find that the net after fees and cost of goods is really close to the original amount because it depends on how much the shipping that was charged. Sometimes if the shipping is quite a bit more, it does happen every now and then. I really overestimate, but that's not the usual. Usually I'm really close. But sometimes if it is over, I will, or if it's a multi-ship quantity, I will refund back money for the shipping that was paid over. So, but the shipping covers, the shipping costs that I'm actually paying, plus the time to package it, handling the boxes, things like that. So sometimes the wiggle room in there, it comes close, and you'll see what I'm talking about because it comes up a couple times. But sometimes I underestimate and I eat the shipping. That happens. I think that happened once this month. I'm getting very good at not doing that, but once in a while something evades my ability to estimate accurately. So, you do the best you can do. But anyway, you can do actual shipping, but that means you have to weigh it all and the packaging and everything ahead of time and or box it up. I don't have the room to store it like that, so I prefer the flat rate shipping, and that does work for me. So this was a bottle of Be Joyful from Bath and Body Works. It's a body spray. It was new in the package. It sold for $25.50 on an offer. I had $1 into it. I picked it up at a yard sale, and after fees, and cost of goods, it was $21.29 profit. These are vintage filet crochet lace pillows. They're small. They were small, like, little size. A little like doll crib size, not teeny tiny, but not like normal pillow size. I used the words cottagecore, Victorian, things like that. They were listed for $15 and sold on an offer for $12. I had $1.50 into them, and after fees and cost of goods, I made $10.34. This is a Jacob Alexander knit sock tie. They're called a sock tie because at the bottom it sort of looks like a sock. This was a microfiber knit, so I always put that in there. I take a picture of the back of it and the name tags, and I do one knotted, I do one rolled, and I did this picture here because it actually had satin on the back of the neck part. Satin on that side, and then it was knit like that on the back part. It was a little different, so I took those pictures as well. But I love selling ties. They are incredibly easy to list, incredibly easy to ship, and they're incredibly easy to store because I can put them in a 4x6 jewelry bag and line them up inside of a container alphabetically. I love them, and they usually have a pretty good profit margin because oftentimes I can pick them up for $1 or under $3. Sometimes really cheap, like bunches of them for like 50 cents. Depends on where. For this one, I paid $2.49 for it. Today I was at the expensive thrift store, and they were asking $8, $13 for ties. For ties. It was laughable. I just couldn't even, right? I was just talking to myself in that store today because the lunacy of the people in the back with their cell phones thinking they know things they don't know just makes my brain boil. But it's okay, I still found things because there's always things they don't understand. So, praise God for that. Anyway, so it sold for $20, and after fees and cost of goods, I made $10.98. This is a 2-inch tall vintage ceramic bunny rabbit. It is stamped Japan on the bottom. There is a tag that I can't read. It is numbered as well. It sold on an offer for $13.50. I had 50 cents in it, and after fees and shipping, I made $13. And that's an example of whatever I charged for shipping, the difference covered probably the fees a little bit because you don't know. With fragile things, it always has to go in a box, it always has to be bubble wrapped, it always has to be carefully packaged. Even though sometimes it's lighter, it sometimes still costs more to ship depending on where it's going because of the weight of the box. So usually for stuff like that, for little stuff like this, it's around an $8 shipping, $7.50 depending. So sometimes if it's going close by, it's not coming close to that price. So on something the fees aren't very high, it kind of evened out in the wash. That doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. Anyway, this is a Lenox 2016 snowbird ornament. It is dated, as you can see. It was really in good condition. The flowers were not broken, which is miraculous. The tail also not broken. The beak also not broken. The things that happen to ornaments, because this was literally tossed in a box with a whole bunch of other ornaments. It was not bubble wrapped. It was just there. So the fact that it survived and all that is just really an amazing thing right there. So this was $22 and I paid 83 cents for it, and at the end of the day it was $21.26 after fees. This is a Webkinz St. Bernard. It did have its code. It was sealed, as you can see here in the picture. It was what I call eyelash or fuzzy. And it sold on a sale of 30% off, so it was $10.71. I think they made an offer when it was on sale and I accepted it. I had $1 in it and I still made $9.07. This is a Bruno Conti silk Art Deco necktie. When it comes to neckties, these designs that are like this, Art Deco, I sell them. Every time I buy one, I sell them. I have one right now somebody's looking at. This is made in Korea. That's how I can tell it's vintage. It's in really nice shape, and as you say again, I knot one and I roll one. And I paid $3 for this one, and they bought it for $19.99, and after fees and cost of goods, I made $12.85. And again, easy to ship, easy to list, easy to find space for. I love it. And generally inexpensive to buy. This is a Paris shirt. It's a 4XL. I put in there Western, bowling, short sleeve, button up, color block, all the words. It sold on an offer for $14.57. I have 66 cents in it. And I made $1.75 because it was returned. And when they return it, they have to pay the shipping. So I was $1.75 over on the shipping. so that I kept, and I'll have to relist it. Actually, it just came back yesterday, so it apparently did not fit, and that happens. Actually, I just bought two things off of eBay recently, and both of them did not fit. I also bought a pair of shoes that did not fit. So, did not fit is a thing that happens, and I probably will opt to have one of the dresses altered because I like it, and the other one I will probably just resell myself rather than ship it back. It's just, I could, but we'll see. I'll think about it. I have a couple days because usually it's 30 days to decide. Anyway, this here is a vintage Sardo Bathe Away Dry Skin Lipodermic Action new open box. And I put the word prop in there, and I also put read. The reason I put read is, I'll show you down here. This is you'll see I have a big, read this before purchasing. This is vintage new old stock. Okay, it is new, but it is old stock. It is probably from the 50s or 60s. Therefore, there are no warnings about there's no contents on the box. It's not telling you what's in it. It's not giving you any information. I do take pictures, but it says like how to wash with it, but it doesn't tell you anything about in it. It's made in the USA, and I think I have a picture of like you can see there's stuff floating in the bottom of the bottle. And I'm guessing that might be like the degraded part of the paper in the lid, but I don't know. So I did put all the pictures, and and the box, as you can see, is all torn up on the top. It's just degraded, or it's not pretty. It's stained. It's not pretty. So I took an offer for $5 on this. I have 15 cents in it. I bought a huge lot of old soaps, mostly from John Wanamaker's, from the 50s, 60s, and 70s at this yard sale. I paid $10 for probably 40 different things, like soap sets, guest soaps, bath things, all things from the 50s and 60s. They're very cool. Things like this, they can use as props for a movie, and things like that. But there are people out there that loved these products once upon a day and want them and want to use them or like the sense of them. And some of these were very fragrant because they used natural oils. So the fragrance of them is still alive and well. They're actually in my office, and I come in and I'm overwhelmed by a very fragrant floral smell in my office. So I've sold a few, and my money's made back already. So now everything's just about profit. But at the end of the day, everything priced out to 15 cents per item. So this was literally 15 cents into it. So after shipping and everything, I made $6.26 again because the shipping worked out to be a little bit more than the actual cost. So it added a little bit to my profit. So this is a vintage Native American Wakahay polymer sculpture. The Wakahay means like wise woman. They all have these feathers in them, and they all have, see, there's the feather, and they all have some kind of thing in them. So this has corn, but some kind of native to the culture, like that's important to the sustenance of their tribe. So corn, of course, is a very important thing that, but they have all different things on them. As you can see, it has some dust on it because it was in somebody's storage. I picked it up at a yard sale and paid $1 for it. It sold for $23.33, and after fees and cost of goods, I made $20.83. So this is a Build-A-Bear, and this is called Seasons of Hugs, Pink Flowers, Floral, Spring Bear, Hard to Find, Retired. So I was at a yard sale, and this lady had a couple bears, I think 3. Now, for those of you that don't know Rebel the reseller, you can find her on YouTube. She and her husband Robert do videos, and she is a plush and toy. She probably wouldn't want to say she's an expert, but she's extraordinarily knowledgeable, as close to expert, probably that you're going to find in the reselling group for the most part. There are quite a few people out there that know things about niche things, and Rebel's thing, definitely. She knows a lot about vintage plush. in my brain. So she did a Build-A-Bear, and Courtney, that's Bolo Buddy. She's also on YouTube. You can find her. She does bolo videos. Be on the lookout for with high dollar amount bolos. This will be actually probably in her video at some point because I sent it to her yesterday. So she has a website on Facebook. It's free to join, and people share info, and Rebel's on there as well. And something in my brain when I was at this yard sale, I could literally hear Rebel in my head as I'm looking at these three bears going, buy them, buy them, buy them, buy them, buy them. Now, bears notoriously do not sell well. Build-A-Bear bears notoriously do not sell well. Even pretty ones, cute ones, special ones, they just take a long time to sell. But something about this bear in my head, I was hearing her voice telling me you need to buy this bear. So they were $2 each or $1 each. So I picked them up. And both two of the three have sold so far for really good money. And this one sold for $50. I had $1 in it, so after fees was $43.24. This is, as it says, hard to find. It is retired, and it is soft after, and I don't know if you could see, but it has a little embroidered rose on the nose. So it's got little pink flowers all over it. It's super cute. And the flowers are kind of like cut out a little bit, so they have like a 3D look. Anyway, so certain Build-A-Bear things do really well. And you can go check out her video, and Courtney at Bolo Betty's also has a Build-A-Bear video, so you can check both of their videos out. Just search for that in their video. When you subscribe to their channel, you can see all their videos, and if you can search them and find it. So, and speaking of subscribe to these videos. So, I'll be doing videos like that as well to kind of share things with you as I go along, because over the last few years, I have learned many things about many things, like Build-A-Bears. I too really like buying plush. They're hard to store, they take up a lot of space, and they don't all sell very quickly, but I do like them. Anyway, this is a Pokemon t-shirt. I had Angry Pikachu, and it was a large, and it sold for $15 on an offer. I have $3 into it and made $10.44 after fees. This is a Sophia Delicates 2X nightgown. It's a muumuu, it's hibiscus, it's got a V-neck, it's satiny, it's lingerie, all those good things. This is what the tag looks like. Made in Cambodia. So I didn't start picking up this kind of clothing until about 6 months ago. Kat, who is also a thrifter, I'm trying to remember to put links in my thing for the video. I'll try to remember to do that for her too. But she buys a lot of lingerie and vintage lingerie, and she knows quite a bit about it. She also does jewelry and things like that, so you should check her out. She's got some really good information. She also does a podcast with other resellers. So she's kind of a little bit of some of these real resellers out here are, all have like different things that they gravitate towards, and you can get a lot of information. That said, there are some resellers out there that their information is dated. So you need to be careful and look at the dates of the videos and see when things, because especially with clothing, the trends change quickly. The brands change quickly. What was good a year ago probably might not be good now. So double check, always look things up more currently with clothing, because the mistakes I made early on with clothing. But even some of the mistakes have sold. So it all works out, but it's sometimes it's a little frustrating when you don't know what you don't know what you don't know, So this is a Sophia nightie. It sold for $20 on an offer, for probably 20% off, and I have $2 in it, so I made $16.13 after fees. This is a Jellycat polar bear. I love Jellycat. Now, Jellycat, some of it sells for quite a lot of money. Others of it sells for not a lot of money. This was not a lot of money, but that's the tag. So if you see that, you should definitely pick them up, because if you can get them for a low, not too much money, they are going to do fairly well for you. So this is an 8-inch Perry the polar bear. He's floppy. He sold for the ask of $20.30. It was on sale for 30% off. Some of my plush, I'm trying to make room, so I had a plush sale and everything was 30% off for the beginning of February and it sold during the sale. I spent $1.75, so I still made $15.90 after fees. So this is a funny story. This Nike Air Jordan has been listed for almost 2 years. You can see the pictures of this are dreadful because this was early on before I actually had lighting. I have a light box now. I bought, um, I figured out how to hang them up and take pictures and not do the flat lay like this because this was pretty terrible. But in the beginning, like I said, you know what you know, and I didn't know. So, sorry, I keep moving it around like that. So, this, I just took new pictures because right after Christmas, I had bought two hanging mannequin, like from the thigh to the neck bodies, male and female, Bob and Betsy, that's their names. They're in my hallway. That's where I take my pictures because I have a hook on my bathroom door and I hang them there and I put the clothing on them. So I just took pictures of this shirt because I went through, I'm doing inventory and I'm pulling things that have bad pictures to take new pictures. So I just took the picture and literally 2 days after I took the picture, before I even got the new pictures posted, this sold. Okay? For full ask at $92.89. I have $6 in it. And after fees, I made $73.81. So even with the bad pictures, it sold. Who knew? Anyway, this is a Noritake Royce serving platter. It's stamped Japan. It's vintage from the 1930s. This pattern is. I picked this up in a gravy boat and a couple other things. It's been listed for a while, about a year, but it still sold for $40 on an offer. I have $3.50 in it, and I made $23.69 after fees. This is a tiger-tailed stuffed Pepper the Pigeon. It is from Walmart. Walmart and drugstore brands do really well. Don't discount them. It sold for $15.55. I have 10 cents in it, and I made a profit of $12.77 after fees. This is an Eldred 1993 pottery crock. It has strawberries on it. You can see them there in the blue. It is a salt glaze. It is hand thrown in Pennsylvania. You can tell it's hand thrown by the things, the things. There's the sign on the bottom, and it's dated. It's in great condition, no cracks or anything like that. It sold for $100.01. The reason for the 1 cent is at Christmas I had my whole store on a sale for Black Friday, and when I put it back, somehow some of the things picked up a penny. It just rounded it, and I just left it. It wasn't worth going through my whole store to find all the pennies, so it just stayed. I paid $4 for this at a yard sale, so I made $83.10 after fees. This is a 2003 hand-painted star catcher Christmas ornament. It I had to look it up online, but you can see she has a pretty face. She's very colorful. There's her star. That's everything about her. I'm trying to hold her up so you can see her from all angles. Um, I didn't know because it came in a box and you can see the styrofoam. No markings on it or anything. I happened to find it with a Google search. Um, I had it listed for $25 and it sold in February, not at Christmas time. It was listed for Christmas, but it sold in February for full ask plus shipping. I had $5 in it, so I made $16 after fees and cost of goods. So this is a calico critter. It is little kitten cat, little kitten cat, about that big. And this is a twin. There's two of them. This is Michelle Fisher. She was sitting. She's gray. They're flocked, and there were three of them that sold, and they sold as a group. So there are some discounts involved. So you're seeing this is the other twin, Ginny Go Lightly, and here's the third. And this is Keats. He's cream, and they're all Sylvan family calico critters. So they all sold for $6 each. Okay, I took an offer, and I have $2 into all three of them. So at the end, there was some shipping that returned, and there was like the way it worked out. It came that I made $3.33 on 2 of them and $6.86 on 1 of them. So the total profit was, figure out the math, I don't know, $6.66, $12.86. So I'm not doing that much math, but about $24, okay? Give or take. This is a Eurotard, small, tall, black dance leotard, spaghetti straps. It's got a ruching at the neckline. There you go. So you can see it. It is pre-owned. It was my daughter's. She used it for dance classes. I had it for sale for $8. I took an offer of $6, and I made $6.01 after shipping and fees. These are Napier, silver tone domed polished clip-on earrings. They're vintage. They're 3/4 inch. I used mod. They are signed, as you can see right there, Napier. There you go. There's another picture. They were listed for $18.88 and they sold for $14.80 on an offer. I have $1.71 into them, so I made $11.86 after fees. This is a gun, tender teddy, pale yellow. He has a chiffon bow around his neck. Oh, is that, the picture's fuzzy or it's not? I don't know. You can't tell. But there you go. There's the gun tag. And it sold on a 20% off coupon for $24. I have 39 cents into it, so I made $20.17 after fees. This is two vintage ceramic calf and a cow. They're definitely 1980s. They're signed HDDC 91. Okay, so they're early 1990s. One of them has damage, which I did not see when I bought them. So I got home and I thought, oh no, that's got a little damage on it. So, oh, there it is, the tail. So I disclosed that his little tail had damage in the pictures. I disclosed it in the description. And they did sell for $18. I have $5 in them, so I made $12.46 after fees. So this is an Emma Kelly. Again, the things that happen when you don't pay attention. I'm so much better at paying attention, honest. I look things over carefully now because things annoy me when I get home. But anyway, you'll see in my condition, his balloon flew away though. Yeah, so he had a balloon. He doesn't have a balloon. So he's a Flame Bro limited edition Emmett Kelly Jr. sad hobo clown figurine. He does have his tag still on him, but his balloon has flown away. So I did disclose he's missing his balloon, and he did sell for an offer of $12. I have $2 in him, so I made $10.21. This is a Cuddle Me Toys blue cat. He's a fuzzy, he has jingly feet, he's floppy, he's just stinking cute. I'm sorry, I just can't with how cute he is. And there's just something about him being blue that makes him better. He sold on a sale at 20% off for $15.20. I have $1 in them, and I made $14.16 after fees. This is a duck house. Again, bad lighting. Look at that yellow. Heirloom doll, Native American, gorgeous woman, beaded, feathers, and fur. So, and when I say, look at the fur and the beads and the feathers and look at that face. She was gorgeous in these pictures. Do not do her justice at all. Truly, she is gorgeous. Anyway, it was listed for a long time, and it did sell finally for an offer of $60. I have 16 in her, so after fees, I made $34.93, which is okay. And I have 16 down, but I don't remember. I don't think I paid that much for her. I think I paid $5 for her, but I don't know. Sometimes things happen to my coding, so I just may have miscoded it and should have hit something wrong. I don't know. Anyway, this is a Mary Meyer Cardinal. It's a finger puppet. It still had its tag on it. Super cute. I did put my fingers in there to show people how it looked. So there it is. It was on the sale for 20% off. It's $11.64. And I have $1.25. Actually, I took an offer of 10 on it. I have $1.25 in it, so I made $8.26. Like I said, I'm trying to get some of my plush down because I have a lot of plush. As you've been watching my haul videos, there are a lot of plush to find housing for in my house. So this is a Kelly Toy Pink, my first teddy bear. It's embroidered face. It's got my first teddy bear on it. I don't know what I was taking a picture of. I have no idea. Don't talk to me while I'm taking pictures because God knows what will happen. I also took, it was on sale for 20% off, and I took an offer on top of that of $10.50. I have 55 cents in it, so I made $10.53 after shipping and fees. This is vintage Animaniacs Wacko plush stuffed animal. It's a play-by-play. It's 1995. It did have a little staining on him, I think. On his hat, I did take pictures of them. So you can see, look, they're like faded, but there are a couple there. So overall, his condition was pretty good, though. He was also on the 20% off sale and sold for $28. I have $2 in him, so $19 of profit. This is a vintage rooster cotton knit sock tie. Again, the square bottom with the stitching. It was burgundy. John Wanamaker's was on it as well. There's a John Wanamaker tag. So, and that's an old Wanamaker tag too. So it was on sale for $19.97 and sold on the sale. I have $1 in it, so I made $16.89 after fees and cost of goods. This is a NASCAR stock rods, it's called. This is the M&M card. It was new in the package. It's Ernie Irvin, number 36, a 66 GTO. And it's in excellent condition. Even the packaging was not in bad condition. It sold for $11.69 on an offer. I have $1 in it, so I made $9.09 after fees. This is a Gaze women's small bodysuit, floral spaghetti straps. It was on a sale for $7.10. I took an offer of $6, and the reason I did is this was my daughter's, so there's no money in it. It was just I was selling things, but I literally had pulled this because I'm like I said, I'm doing inventory, and I put it in the donate pile, and it sold in the donate pile because I hadn't delisted it yet. So I made $5.88, and that worked for me. This is a Democracy Absolution boot cut jeans. They're size 12. They have some whiskering. That's what these lines here are called. And those lines there are called. I took an offer of $16.40, and I had $8 in them, so I made $5.16. As I said early on, clothing picks were not sometimes the best clothing picks. Those are among them. Carhartt, this is an XLT Force logo hooded sweatshirt, relaxed fit. It was listed for $40. I was on sale for $32. I took an offer of $27 to make it gone. I had $10 in it, so I made $12.71. So with the cost of clothing going up as well, you will find I am not probably going to be buying much clothing unless it's worth a lot more money than $30 or $40, just because it's just not worth my effort. Taking clothing pictures takes a long time, and it's just not worth my effort. And there's stuff that sells. People make a lot of money selling clothing. But for me, it's a lot of effort for things that are not moving quickly. And a lot of that had to do with me in the beginning, but it's less so now. And it still takes a long time to sell things because there's a lot of competition out there. So it's all right. I'm learning. So this is an Oakley tee, and it's really funny because, again, I had this picture, and it was a little dark, and it wasn't great. So I took better pictures on the thing because I wanted to show the stretch, and it looked really nice. It's kind of like a muscle shirt. And it sold before the pictures got up. So it sold for $12.50. I had $6 in it, and I made $5.42 after fees. This is a vintage Christmas elf hugger. This candy cane striped collar. You can see there's fraying on his collar. He's 11 inches big. He was filthy. This is just a little dirty by comparison to what he was. Okay, trust me. He was really dirty. He was in a box of Christmas stuff that had been in a storage, and it was awful when they were so dirty. He's got Japan on his butt. He's got a little bell. He was in good condition. He just was so dusty, dirty. And like I said, I did give him a bath. You can see the collar's got a little fray because he was dingy, really dirty. He's much cleaner now, but still a little dingy. He has a little fray on the collar, and I told him to see the pictures because he needs a bath. I gave him a bath. He needs like a real bath. I gave him enough of a bath to give him listed. But for some reason, the ones that have the striped collars or the weird, not solid collar, they are worth more money. When I was doing my research. So he was listed for $50 originally. Someone sent me an offer for $35 and I accepted it because I have $2 in it and I made a profit of $28.40. This is Spark Create Imagine, which is a Target brand. He's a lamb. He's got an embroidered face. He's got little ribbies on his feet. He was on sale for 20% off at $12 and I have 50 cents in it and it sold for $12 and I made $9.76. So this is a Shabool sterling silver ring. It's synthetic, golden, rutile, faceted. It's a size 8. I don't know if I can show you the video or not. Can I show you the video? Maybe I can. But you can see it has like this pretty shimmer to it and the facets and the gold in there. Yeah, there we go. So I picked this up on Whatnot. And yes, there we go. Originally, when I looked it up on their website, the ring sold, the golden rutile, it gave me all the details about what it was, and it was a quartz stone and all these things. So that's how I had it listed because that's what I thought it was. And some lady reached out to me and said she had called the company in Israel. It's in Israel. Because she didn't think it was real. And she said, it's not, it's synthetic. They made a mistake in the ad, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, well, this is okay. So I had to do some more research. And sure enough, they changed it on the website. Apparently, she was right. But I'm thinking, who is calling Israel because my listing is wrong because they had wrong information? I just thought it was so strange. Anyway, apparently, she's somebody that's big into gold rutile. Golden rutile, she knows what it is. She knew this was wrong. She was interested in it, but she didn't end up buying it after all that. And I had to change the price because I had a price more than this. But I had a lot of money in it because I bought it on Whatnot for $35 after shipping and fees. So it sold for $55. I had $35 in it. So I made a whopping profit of $13.27 after fees. But you know what? I'll take it because... But, and you can source on Whatnot, but I find after you're paying shipping, sometimes it's just not the best situation. Oh my goodness, what's going on here? Sorry about that. So this here is a wooden Japanese kitty cat with a kimono on. It sold for $15 on an offer. I have 20 cents into it, so I made a profit of $14.17. It did have a little chip in the ear, which I did disclose. And this buyer actually came back and bought 4 more ornaments from me. You'll see later in this video. This is a Dansko jazz costume. It is, again, my daughter's. She took dance for several years. This was $28.88, and my profit was $26.48 after fees. This is a Calico Critters dollhouse. These are 1/16 size. They're 2 beds and a mattress and a pillow, and they're for twins. I also have a triplet set actually in my thing, and you can see they're plastic. They were listed for $10 and sold for $10, and I made a profit of $9.26. I don't have anything into them because they came in a lot of other things, and the one thing that sold covered the cost of what I paid for the whole thing. So these were no cost. Yay. This is, again, part of that soap lot. This is Cousins Imperial Leather Soap. This is new old stock sealed in the package, but there is some damage on the box, which I disclosed and showed in the pictures. It was listed for $6 and sold for $6. I have 15 cents in it, and I made $4.76 after fees. This is a Valiant transistor radio. It was in the box. It was my husband's. It's from, I don't know, it's a V666. It's probably from the 60s. It was listed for $44, and we took a $35 offer, and the profit was $28.26 after the fees. This was my biggest sale. This is a vintage Yucatan Bay leather suit. It is a small. It is teal. It has a skirt and a jacket and has like a snake skin kind of vibe to it there. There was a little bit of wear that I think I took pictures of. Where is the wear? Where is the wear? There you go, on the zipper. Just a teeny bit right there. Otherwise, it was in beautiful condition. I did say, I noted all that in the description, and in that description condition there. It was listed for 150. I took an offer of 120, and I have $1 in it because I'll explain it to you in a minute. So I made $101.66, but I actually picked this up at a rummage sale at a local church. So I had gone in June, and they had this suit, and I asked them to hold it behind the counter, and I went and picked up everything else, and I paid for my stuff, and I left, and I got home, and I was doing things, and I realized, oh my gosh, I forgot all about the leather suit that was behind the thing, and I never bought it. So I'm like, oh well, that's gone. So they had another one at the end of July, and I wasn't able to get there on the first day, and the last day they had a $5 a bag day. Like, it was $5 a bag day. So I went on $5 a bag day and figured, I'd see what there was, and for $5 a bag, how could I go wrong? And the suit was there. So I stuffed it in that bag because it wasn't a very big bag with some other stuff, and it ended up costing me $1. So there you have it. It was crazy cool. Anyway, this is a vintage dollhouse sewing cabinet. It has a little thing of fabric. I just look how cute that is, and it's filled with little fabric things there. I paid 54 cents for it. It sold for $12, and I made $9.63. This is a Krosno Poland mid-century modern cobalt blue round vase with a clear bottom. It's 7.5 inches tall. Look how thick the glass is. It was so heavy, and it was beautiful. Beautiful. Look, it's got the clear bottom. It is signed on the bottom. It was listed for $88. I took an offer of $79.20. I paid $4 for it and made a profit of $65.57 after fees. So this is one of the many things that the gentleman bought that bought the other ornament, the cat ornament. So this was a lot of 4 ornaments. He bought this one. So he bought this one, the vintage choo-choo train, and he bought the nutcracker, and he bought this little bead head guy. Let me see if I can blow that up. There we go. That's helpful. He was in like a little car. Look at that. And here's the nutcracker one. There we go. He was after all the wooden ornaments. And this is a Philip Stahl plush 1970s wool sheep. It's all wool with. I had a couple of this. I have a pig as well. And so he bought all of those. Let's see. Where are we? There we go. Back here. And it was $40.98. $3 total in all of them. So the profit was $32.09. Even after all the discounts and everything. Because I discounted the shipping, and I gave him a discount because he bought 4, so it all worked out to that. So these are sold for the church again. They're rubber boots, size 7, made in the USA. They sold for $13.50 on an offer and $14.25 with a profit after fees. This is a vintage South Carolina Gamecocks baseball hat. It's by Zephyr, this is inside. Look, it's an old tag. Look at that tag. I actually found two hats at a yard sale. It's a 7 5/8 fitted. It's better if it's a snapback, but with the old tag on it, so cool. Just so cool. Made in Vietnam. Very cool. Anyway, it sold for a full ask of $25. I have $3 in it, so after fees, I made $21.36. This is a Harrods London puppy. It's called Bobby. It's golden. It's a golden retriever. It has a little Harrods tag on it. It's super cute. I was asking $28, and it sold for $28. I have $3 in it, so the net was $21.68. These little miniature gesture clowns. They're so cute. They're only 3.5 inches tall. I sold them as a set. They were for sale for $30, and I had a girl, a college student, message me and asked me if I would take, I think, like 18 for them or something, because her roommate has one, and these are part of a set of 3, and she has one of the set, and she takes it everywhere, and they go to concerts, and she gets the band members and people to hold them for a picture. So she had like big time rush and she had pictures of these little clown that these people were like holding on their hands looking silly. And so I said I could take 20 for them, and still, be okay. And she was super happy with that. She was excited. And so she bought them for $20. I had $1 in them. So I made $17.27. And she was very happy. And they're going to be making a concert tour, I suppose. This is a vintage Pueblo pottery red clay Christmas ornament. It's signed Di Sacoma. I used the tea lights, the battery operated ones, to do the light ups in things that need to be lit up. This is what it looks like when it's not lit up. But I think it's really cool when it's supposed to. You put a light in the bottom of it when you put it on your tree. But my light changes color. So I just think it's good if you have a little tea light. You should try that. It's fun. And that's the signature on the bottom. It was just really pretty. It was red clay. It was listed for 25. It sold for 25 after Christmas. I have 50 cents in it because it came in a lot of other things. And I made $22.95 after fees. This is the grandpa elf of those dirty elves that I bought. I don't mean they were dirty, dusty. They weren't naughty. It's a bearded elf. He's a knee hugger as well. He is a little bit bigger, 10-inch. He was red and green. He did have a little hole in his knee, just a teeny one. He has some wear around his beard. He also had to have a bath. He doesn't have his bell on his head either. But I took an offer on him for $26. I have $2 in him, so I made $24.04. And last but not least is this GM car. It is a Y2K 2000 GM card. It's a Maisto. It's a yellow Chevrolet SSR. And it is beat up. You can see by the pictures, it is beat up. So I took lots of pictures. And this was before I actually gave really good descriptions. But I'm really glad I took good pictures because there's like red paint on it. It's not pretty. It was listed for $12.22. It sold for $11. I had 25 cents in it, and I made a profit of $9.29. People do buy these beat up matchboxes, and this is a bigger car. This isn't as little. It's a little bit bigger. But they buy these kind of cars and then repaint them and fix them up. So I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to do that. Maybe somebody collects them and is going to like clean it up a bit. I don't know, but they do that. So those are all the sales for the month. It was a decent month for me. As you saw, I had some pretty big sales. I had some sales. I paid too much for the item to begin with. So I turned a profit and I'm happy for that sales. And the stuff like, when I started doing this, it's been just over 3 years now. You don't know what you don't know. So like I said, I watched lots of videos, but some people they give good advice that works for them, but it's maybe not going to work for where I am or for what I'm doing. There are sellers out there that can sell certain things because they can get them at a better price. Where I'm in New Jersey, the prices at my thrift stores, it depends on where I buy them. I have a thrift store where clothing is very reasonably priced, but it's limited in what's there. Then the stores where the higher end clothing turns up, when it does turn up, which isn't often, but they're gonna gouge you $16-17 for items, which sometimes that's okay, but sometimes it's not. Like, they price according to what they think. They'll price up mall brands, and mall brands for me personally don't sell at all. Lucky Brand jeans, like they don't sell for anything, and I had a lot of them that were my daughter's, but over 2 years they never sold. I mean, I wasn't asking a lot for them; they just don't sell. So, you have to kind of look around. You have to know the demographic around you and what you can get for the prices. I know brands that sell and I look for them. And if I don't find them, I just keep moving. I don't try to find stuff to resell in the hopes that it will. That was the mentality originally in not understanding. I thought certain things, because I paid lots of money for them, were worth a lot of money resale, but they're just simply not. Like, American Eagle and Lucky and all those mall brand jeans that are like $60-70 don't have any resale value at all. But there's other brands that I have never heard of that are really good sellers. They will sell fast, they will move, but you have to find them. So I'm more focused on finding the good brands that will move. Like Ralph Lauren, some stuff sells, but Purple Label is really good. So look for the Purple Label and keep moving if it's much of it, pretty much anything else. You got to look. And you also got to know what's fake and what's not fake. Because there's fakes out there. Pendleton fake. I don't know what is with the Pendleton fake stuff. I found Pendleton fake today again. I didn't know there was Pendleton fake. I found that out when I was in Florida. So anyway, keep your eyes open because there's, between the prices and the people trying to scam you because it's fake, it's killer out there sometimes. But there is money to be made. There's always fruit on the tree. Don't get discouraged. There's always stuff out there. You just have to kind of not let it get to you and just keep looking. So there's always opportunities. So, and yard sale season will be here soon. Yay! For those of you where it's warm, it starts sooner than here. It's still cold here, although it was 50 today, which isn't bad. But it was also windy and 12 degrees last night. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some things that you haven't thought about or you hadn't seen before, and you learned some lessons about don't pay up for things. I can teach you those lessons. But thanks so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, so you'll see every time I do send out a video. I don't send, I'm trying to do one a week at least, but we'll see how that goes. And I thank you so much for watching, and leave a comment. Let me know, if you've seen any things, if, you found something cool, or, some brands that maybe are good clothing brands that I haven't heard of. By all means, let me know, because I do like looking for clothing. I don't like taking pictures of it, but I do like looking for it. And I do like when you have something good, like the Air Jordan. That was good. And even though I paid up for it, it was still good. So I don't mind paying up if I know I'm going to really make a decent profit on it. But I'm cheap. I prefer buying really cheap and getting a bigger profit. That's just how it has to be, that's the best. But you got to do a little of both, and I'll take it. So thank you again for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, because today's Friday. Yay! And I will see you on the next one.